Hello and welcome to this Kangen water presentation. Kangen means return to origin. First, I'm going to go through the water of the world very quickly. We have large emissions of chemicals in our water supplies. There are no requirements for control of harmful chemicals, only pathogens. Sewage and sludge, everything that goes into the sewage becomes sludge. In the sludge, almost every chemical that exists is down there. It has ended up there somehow from industries, from hospitals, from homes. This we make into fertilizer and spray onto the crops that we grow. And also the water from the sludge is flushed out into the nearest water course, goes down to our groundwater and then into our water supply. Then we have cyanobacteria that reacts like a neurotoxin in our brain. And cyanobacteria is sort of killing life in water when it becomes too much of it. It's linked to ALS and Alzheimer's, etc. And they really thrive in the conditions that we create in our waters today. We have around 20,000 to 100,000 chemicals plus in our water supply. The chemicals is only one part of it. What that also creates, but what also other conditions creates, is partial hydration. We want to get full hydration from water, but today we've seen we usually get partial hydration. So the first part we want to look at is structure. The water molecules are clustered together into a form that does not fit into the aquaporin helix in the cells. And that is because of pressure in the pipes. It's straight pipes, it's very unnatural flow. So that creates partial hydration. We also have the thing with the charge of the water. So when we are fully hydrated, the body has been able to refill itself with negatively charged water. That is the water that exists in the deepest parts of our cells. It takes a lot of electrons to do that. And when we drink water that is very positively charged, that tap water has today. In other words, lack of electrons. It is harder for the body to turn that water into negatively charged water. So the body needs electrons and water together to pull that water into the deepest parts of the cell. So negatively charged water equals potential antioxidation. Positively charged water is potentially oxidative. So tap water today is potentially oxidative. Kangen water is potentially antioxidant because it's negatively charged. Potential effects of dehydration, because if we go back, both of these aspects of water, structure and charge, will, if it goes in the way I'm telling you about here, we can become dehydrated. And the effects of that in the body is thickening of blood, potential thickening of blood, which limits the nutrient absorption. We can have limited capacity to detox because it's with negatively charged water, the organs of the body flushes out acidic and toxic waste. Protein function is decreased. Proteins are connected to our immune system, cell signaling, structure of hair and nails. It does a lot of very important things. It creates acidification because since we can detox that much, things are building up in the body, and that can cause acidification. We can have limited capacity to create energy in the mitochondria, because the mitochondria really needs a lot of electrons and a lot of water to be able to create energy. And if it's dehydrated, the capacity is limited. In the mind, so histamine levels can rise when we are dehydrated. And this can lead to brain issues like depression, anxiety, OCD, confusion, mood issues, hard to concentrate, nervousness, abnormal fears, slow thought process, racing brain, obsession, schizophrenia, learning disabilities, etc., etc. This water only exists in a few places on Earth naturally. What we have is a machine, but how did we come up with this machine? It's because there are places like this that has been existing since the beginning of time, really. And people, since man have inhabited Earth, people have been calling this water the miracle water. So the machine that we have, it mimics these natural conditions. So you have one place in Mexico, you have one in Lourdes Springs, one in Germany, and one in Okinawa in Japan, where this company is founded. And like 300 years ago, 250 years ago, we did not have the pollution that we have today. But still, people made a pilgrimage to these places anyway to take part of this miracle water that they called it. So they had springs and wells at home in the forest, but still this was much better. So what is it? What does the machine do? You see the machine here on the picture is very easy to connect to your tap. Enagic, that is a company, is a 48-year-old company. So these machines exist in hospitals and clinics around the world even. It has a medical classification as well as environmental friendly classifications. So what it creates, it's structured water, negatively charged water, molecular hydrogen, and higher pH that is a byproduct of these things. So your tap water goes into the machine through 1 or 2 or 3 filters, depending on what your need is. And then it goes through the electrolysis chamber, which is medically grade platinum dip titanium plates, and a transformer as the power supply. This creates a chemical reaction. So on one side, in one small pipe, you can have the acidic water coming out. And on the other side, the alkaline water. And remember, this is not like just adding baking soda and alkaline water. This is totally different. But if you want to know more about that, you can dive deeper. So Kangen water, hydrating. Because of the negative charge, the molecular hydrogen, and the right molecular structure, the water can pass through into the deepest parts of the cells. Antioxidant. It is going to neutralize the excessive oxidative processes in the body caused by chemicals, radiation, and other unhealthy factors that you already know about. Detoxing. With a dehydrated body, we cannot clean out toxic and acidic waste, which will build up in the body and also block the mitochondria from creating energy, which is the start of disease. So finally, the body can detox with this water. On the machine, you have different pH options for different uses. So you have the 2.5, which is not for drinking. It's disinfectant. You can use it for example, wounds or your table surfaces or other things. 6.0, which is the beauty water. That's the same pH that the skin has. 7.0, which is only filtered and not ionized for certain uses. Then you have the drinking water, which is 8.5, 9, and 9.5. And then the 11.5, which is emulsifying, you can use it as a cleaning detergent. You can take away oil-based pesticides on fruit and vegetables, etc. Only these have, I would say, 100 different uses in itself. So it's a journey with this machine. It's brilliant. And I also want to give you a statement from a doctor, Dr. Hiromi Shinya, which is very strong. The statement is, he will only treat a patient if they agree to drink Kangen water from an enagic machine, because he understands that the root cause of disease is dehydration and acidosis. And if the patient is not willing to do that, there's nothing he can do for them. So this is a very strong statement that says a lot. And you can also watch a video with Dr. Hiromi Shinya. He's a colon doctor. He's considered the best colon doctor in the world, and he's ranked amongst the 10 best doctors of the world. So that's very, very heavy. So our machines, this is the last slide. You've probably been wondering what they cost, right? So we have from the left the K8, which is the flagship model. It's the best machine they have. You see the price in euros and in dollars here. The SD501 is the second best machine. The SD501 has been their best machine for forever, since until a few years ago when they made the K8. The differences between these two are the K8 has one extra of these plates, which creates a stronger water. It also has another look that you see here, and also it has more different choices on the screen. It has touch screen, and you can have a filter check, like when does the filter run out? Okay, it's 50% left, etc. The SD501 will tell you when the filter is full, but you can't check how full it is. The JR4 is the cheapest machine, but I would not even recommend that, because as you see, it's almost as expensive as the SD501, but it has only 4 plates. So the JR4 has 4 plates, the SD501 has 7 plates, and the K8 has 8 plates. Then you have the Anespa, that's the shower unit. If you want to look more about the shower unit, you can have a 2-minute video about that. But it's a filter inside, and it also has a huge mineral filter from the Hokkaido hot springs in Japan. And the filter is impregnated with tourmaline that also has good health benefits. So highest quality in the world, and these last a lifetime. I've been talking to people in US that has had their machines for 35 years and still going strong. I've never met anyone in 2.5 years that has said that they are not happy with their machines. So that tells about quality. And if you feel that, oh, that's a bit much for me, they do have great payment plans. So talk to your person about that. Okay, thank you for being here. I hope that you find a choice that is suitable for you, and have a nice day.